Hey, Falcons fans. Today we have some hot news about the Falcons, and you won't want to miss it. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to stay up to date with the latest news. And of course, leave a like to strengthen your support. Let's join US in this, and now, let's move on to today's news. Falcons select Texas A&M pass rusher in new ESPN mock draft. The Atlanta Falcons still have 6 games left to play before the end of the season, but we're already noticing a trend in mock drafts. As the defense has struggled to pressure opposing quarterbacks, NFL analysts continue to project edge rushers for Atlanta. It's hard to argue, though. The Falcons rank dead last in sacks, with 10 total through their first 11 games. While sacks are generally an overrated statistic, they can also be a sign of consistent defensive pressure. Even though the team sits atop the NFC South at 6-5, Atlanta's lack of pass pressure could limit any chance of a deep postseason run. Matthew Judon is in the final year of his contract, and the Falcons need additional help regardless of whether or not he returns in 2025. ESPN's Matt Miller released a new Round 1 mock draft that projects Atlanta to select Texas A&M defensive end Nick Scourton with the number 20 pick. Scourton, who transferred from Purdue to Texas A&M last offseason, is a prototypical power rusher. While the 285-pounder may not have elite first-step explosiveness, he always comes with an excellent pass rush plan and displays pro-level hand usage, along with a surprising ability to bend the edge for his size. Scourton's production is proven, with 15 sacks and 26.5 tackles for loss over the past 2 seasons, but he has even more potential if he improves at the point of attack. Matt Miller, ESPN. The Falcons would benefit from adding someone with Scourton's size and all-around game on the edge. The team's run defense hasn't been great this season either. Scourton has a run defense grade of 79.4 from Pro Football Focus. In his last 2 seasons, he recorded 52 total pressures. Rookie Bralon Trice had a promising start to the preseason before landing on injured reserve. The former third-round pick by Washington is expected to return healthy next season. This could still be an area the Falcons look to address early in the draft. The team is off in Week 12, but will return to play the Los Angeles Chargers at home in Week 13. In the meantime, check out the Falcons' full list of players who are set to become free agents in 2025. Falcons' Kirk Cousins projected to be among top 2025 trade pieces. Even though he left his team limping in the bye week, quarterback Kirk Cousins is a big reason why the Atlanta Falcons are in first place in the NFC South heading into Thanksgiving. But that apparently isn't enough to save him from trade rumors. Bleacher Report's David Kenyon ranked his top 7 trade pieces for the 2025 offseason on Saturday. Cousins made the list at number 7. Rookie quarterback Michael Penix Jr., the 8th overall pick in the 2024 draft, is considered the future of the Atlanta Falcons. But what's the timeline? Kenyon asked. Atlanta made the biggest splash in free agency last offseason, adding Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million deal. However, the Falcons drafted Penix a month later. They clearly plan on him taking over the team at some point, which typically happens in short order with top 10 picks. The silver lining for Atlanta is that it currently sits atop the NFC South with a playoff bid looking likely. In such a bad division, one that isn't projected to improve much until 2025, why rush to make changes? On the other hand, why be afraid to release Penix if the team believes he's ready? Cousins has a $40 million cap hit next season, but he's still effective enough to have a legitimate trade market. Kenyon added that who the Falcons choose at quarterback will be one of the most intriguing storylines of the 2025 offseason. Cousins has played extremely well in most of Atlanta's wins this season, but when he hasn't played well, the Falcons have often lost. Of course, that's the norm for all NFL quarterbacks. Cousins is tied for the NFL lead with 3 fourth-quarter comebacks. He's completed 68.1% of his passes with 17 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. He's also averaging 7.8 yards per attempt, which is his best average since 2020. Cousins' 4-year, $180 million contract is set to expire after the 2025 season. Yes, the Falcons could trade him next offseason, but that could lead to the team dedicating a large chunk of their salary cap space to Cousins, depending on the terms of the trade. Cousins' dead cap hit next season is a whopping $65 million. But that drops to $25 million in 2026 and then $12.5 million in 2027. There's little debate about Cousins being a potential trade chip. But all that really says is that he has value on the trade market. That doesn't mean the Falcons will be interested in trading him. When the 36-year-old quarterback signed with the Falcons, it really did seem like a 2-year deal with the potential for more depending on his level of play. To me, nothing happened this season to change that plan.